generate business, this is going to be the training for you guys. We're super excited today. We have one of our very special guests, Brynne Tillman, here to help us out today, guys. This is her wheelhouse. This is her expertise, and she's going to drop some knowledge. I already got a little preview on this, guys. There's some really new sort of eye-opening strategies that I thought, just when you think you know it all, there's some new stuff to learn, guys, and some really cool stuff we have in store for you today. Guys, this is not a typical webinar. It's a group meeting. So if you do have your microphones on, I ask that you go ahead and leave them on mute for now. If you have any sort of background, anything going on, just go ahead and leave the mics on mute for the start. But we will have opportunity for questions, answers. Guys, there's a chat feature. I want to encourage you to use that chat feature. As soon as something you see you have a question about, pop it in there. We love to answer those in the order that they're received. If it's simple enough, we'll just give you a little typed answer or a link. Or if it's a longer question, we'll definitely be able to turn your mics on here and have a nice conversation. So we love interaction, guys. So pay attention. This is your chance to learn and to speak with the expert in real time. So guys, this is normally like a $1,000 minimum, right? You want to talk to an expert consultant in something. Massive opportunity here to take advantage of. So we're very happy about this presentation today. Guys, things have changed, right? I think we did a webinar with Brynne, what was it, a year or two ago, some time ago, and it's completely new and different, guys. The landscape has evolved. AI is here. There's more competition, right? There's people's attention spans are shrinking. So we're going to address all of these things, guys, in this training today. All I ask is that you, A, have mics off so we don't interrupt, and B, participate, guys. Again, this is your chance to ask these questions. So you don't get chances like that very often. So definitely take advantage of them while we're here. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest speaker. This is Brynne. Brynne, you have some awesome things to tell us about yourself and your company. So I'm going to shut up now. Go ahead. Take it away for us.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. And I am absolutely thrilled to be here. We're talking about AI and LinkedIn for thought leadership, right? AI and LinkedIn, creating content that starts conversations at scale. Meet the Fantastic Four. These are the 4 tools that we're going to talk about today that are going to change the way you go to market. LinkedIn, Dubb, Zoom, and Magical. So I'm Brynne Tillman. I'm the CEO of Social Sales Link and a new company called The Modern Banker, where we teach bankers how to leverage LinkedIn. We have a free library that's available for everyone. It has podcasts and trainings and all kinds of fun things. We hope you join. Today, we have a jam-packed agenda. Go ahead.
I was going to say, go back really quick. Guys, point your QR codes. This is an interactive webinar. Take out your cameras, point at this link now, and then we can come back. So don't lose attention. Don't get lost there, but point your phone to it. Visit the link now and then have that in your browser, because we will have the deck available for you guys, but just be aware there's going to be several drops of QR codes here. So click them when you need to, or scan them.
And honestly, I think it's just a name and email for this. So you can do it and get it over with as well. So that's awesome. Thank you, Darius. So jam-packed agenda. We are saying take screenshots when this is done. Don't do it in the middle, but when you're done, share those screenshots on social. Mention me, mention Dubb, and we will engage. So if there's something that you love, you're like, oh, that's awesome, share it with your people. We would love that. And then get a copy of the deck. This is the most important one, because you're going to ask me at the end, how do I get the deck? And I think I have this link again. And this is how you get the deck. You can also get to the library and all kinds of other things from there as well. So take your next screenshot. You could also go to socialsaleslink.com/dubbdeck. You can get it there.
There you go.
So let's start with what is conversational AI. Most of us are hearing, it's generative AI, or, it's AI that they call it that because it's supposed to be learning off of itself. Like it generates intelligence. But I really love this conversational AI, and LinkedIn uses this term as well, where we can just talk to AI to get what we need. And there's a ton out there. There's Bard, there's ChatGPT. And Dubb, right inside, if you've got Dubb, you can use their AI Assist IRA right inside of, you don't have to go into another platform. But essentially, they're all doing the same thing. They are providing us content when we give it a prompt. However, prompts are a funny thing. We write them, we lose them, we forget about them. So Magical, one of our Fantastic Four, or a Fabulous Four, I can't remember what I called it. Either way, it's both, is where we can store prompts and even include variables. So you can put in a prompt that might say something like, create a summary of the following transcript to add as a description to the video. And then you can have a variable that'll say paste transcript. And then it will create that summary for you. Stay tuned. We have 101 prompts that you can use in any of the conversational AI tools, whether you're using ChatGPT or Bard or Dubb. They work in all of them. I've tested. What is Canva? If you guys are using Canva, put a C in chat. I honestly believe that Canva is one of the most powerful tools available to the average person. Say we've got lots of C's coming in, right? We can, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to use Canva, but rarely, there are a few tools they say you have to pay for. Canva is one of them. They have so many images and videos and things that you can use that are only in premium. However, everything we're going to talk about today, you can use in the free.
We love free.
What's that?
I was saying we love free.
We love free, but I'll tell you, there are definitely some tools where the monthly fee is more than, like, the ROI is so big.
Right.
Dubb being one of them. But
right.
We love to start with free. Once we get free down and we know that when we know how to use it now the right way,
right,
we're going to get an ROI, then it's time to buy. I say that with LinkedIn too, by the way. Leverage the free LinkedIn. And once you've got it down, you've got some great habits, now invest in Sales Navigator when you're ready to use it. So that's sort of how I think of it. But yeah, Canva, I know a lot of people that use the free Canva forever. I just think there's so much value in the.
We've upgraded. Yeah, we used it enough so much. We're like, all right, it's worth the upgrade. It's not much, and it's definitely worth it.
Exactly. And I think that's how we should think about a lot of tools, right?
Right.
So what does it take to get a conversation? So here's the thing, and this is really this slide and the next slide are really important for mindset. I will tell you the biggest mistake that salespeople make, and it doesn't matter if it's in an email, if it's in a LinkedIn message, or in a video. The number one mistake people make is they pitch too soon. If you've been a victim of connect and pitch, put a V in chat. I'm just curious. If you've gotten a connection or an email or even a video where they're like, we've helped companies just like you, before they've earned the right. Yeah, right. It's awful. We're going to fix that, right? So we need to earn the right for the ask. And that's through being a resource and bringing value. And we're going to talk a lot about that today. And we need to master the ask offer ratio. We are asking them for 90 seconds to consume a video, or 3 minutes to read a blog post or a white paper or an ebook. In return, right, they're buying our content with their time. And at the end of that invested time, they're saying, boy, was that worth my time? And if you don't get a yes, you lose them. So we really have to show up as a resource. And guys, I'm going to tell you, this is the number one way we have to think of all of our content. We need to detach from what the prospect is worth to us and attach to what we are worth to the prospect. I don't want you to go out there thinking leads, 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 right? We want you to go out there thinking, I am going to bring value to 30 people today. I am going to positively impact 50 people today. And if you can do that, you'll earn the right to get the conversation. This is leading to your solution, not with your solution. When you lead with your solution, you're telling them how you've helped 1 million people versus leading to your solution, which is actually helping them and letting them experience the value that you bring. This is a big deal, and I really want you guys to absorb how important this is. Otherwise, everything that we do moving forward, you're going to come across, if we don't do this right or we don't do this well, unfortunately, you're going to start to come across as a connect and pitcher, no matter how high quality your content is.
This is, I got to say here, like as a co-founder, my inbox is full of exactly what you're saying not to do. Every single message, it's the same thing. It's as soon as they connect, the first message is, hi, Darius, we help, blah, blah, blah. Here's my pitch, connect in my calendar. It's literally like the same person is writing. It's just a slightly different message for a different company, but that's what's out there, guys. So when you are able to do what she's instructing you here, where you're actually providing value, you're actually providing something useful to them, that's going to instantly differentiate you and separate you from everyone else that's going straight for the kill. So from personal experience, like I said, maybe, you know, people with leadership titles get a lot of messages on LinkedIn. Like my inbox is full of that stuff, guys. And so don't be that person. Like yes, it's easy, go for the kill, but is it going to get you the result that you want? Not anymore. Maybe 5 years ago, 3 years ago, possibly. It's the landscape is different, guys. We have to provide value and education. And Brynne, this goes perfectly with what we teach all the time as well. It's about the salesperson. And in fact, other top sales trainers outside of social selling, they're all teaching the same exact things now, guys. We need to provide value. We need to be someone that they trust as you understanding their problem before they're going to look at you as a solution. So don't pitch.
Absolutely. And by the way, small talk matters. I know, like you might go, oh, I just want to get to the punch. But we are still human beings. When you are thinking that the person on the other side of this message is a lead, you're already losing. Think about it is a human being on the other side of this. How would you be if you were in a conference, a networking meeting, a trade show, a business card exchange? You wouldn't immediately walk up and say, hi, I'm Brynne Tillman. I help companies just like you leverage LinkedIn to start sales conversations. We get there. We'll get there. No one ever made a sale pitching. I shouldn't say that. No one ever makes a sale anymore when they pitch first, right? So let's talk about the process of original content at scale. How are we really getting our thought leadership out there? Well, this topic is AI plus LinkedIn, right? So the first thing we want to do is make sure you're crafting your prompts. I did this for you. I got you started. I have 101 conversational prompts that when you scan this, and by the way, it's better on desktop probably. I'm not sure it'll even work on mobile now that I think about it, but you can scan it and then email it to yourself or text it to yourself. But this is Magical, and it's a desktop program that we talked about. And I have 101 prompts with short code. So you'll type equals C046 and you'll see the short code, or pull it down, and it will be the entire prompt for you to paste your transcript and get a LinkedIn poll. So, and we're always improving it. but this is our 101 prompts where we're starting you out. You can use this inside of Dubb. You can use this in ChatGPT or Bard. They are the prompts that tell a conversational AI what content that you want. And it'll help you build your own prompts as well. Now we have to do a little social listening. Identify a trending topic that your audience will care about. Here's the biggest mistake salespeople make is connect and pitch. The second biggest mistake that salespeople make is they share content that they want their prospects to know, not content their prospects want to consume. And there is a difference. I'm going to just tell you, today I had a coaching client. She's a financial advisor who focuses on the LGBTQ community. So I said, great, what are their challenges? And she said, long-term care, taxes. They don't care about that. You could talk about that all day long. No one cares about that, right? They just don't. They're not going to engage. So what do they care about? They care about investing in mutual funds that align with their values. And so we need to start thinking about, and I want you to, and I tell the story, and this was the first time I'm telling the story. Literally, it was a conversation in coaching call today. I want you to rethink your content. Start thinking about, if I were to receive this as a buyer, would I really care? When we are sending content that we want them to know that doesn't align with what matters to them, the whole system fails. So, I've had people say, well, how come, I'm doing everything you said, I'm sharing content. I'm like, who's engaging on your content? Your competitors? Why? Because it's content they care about. So this is huge, right? If no matter how well you'll use Dubb, if your video is a pitch, it's still not going to work, no matter how great the tool is. Right. So go ahead. Did you want to add to that?
I was just going to one piece on that, guys. This really comes back to understanding that ideal customer profile. Because when you try to speak to everybody, you're going to find it very difficult and actually speak to no one. So by understanding your specific client, your ideal customer, the person you want to do business with, they're out there, they're on LinkedIn, they're on these social platforms. And so the content you create, you need to make sure that it's specifically for them. So if you go back to your drawing board, right, and say, well, who is my ideal customer? Who exactly, this person, their age, their psychographics, right? Who are they? And when you understand that fully and completely, and you've sort of made a sacrifice, it might seem like you've cut something out of your ideal customer, that's okay. Because by speaking more directly to those people, your message is going to land better. So really spend time focusing in on that ideal customer profile, and that'll help you guys understand that content that you should be creating for them. So those things go hand in hand, and it starts right at the top.
So I love that. I'm going to yes and that.
Yeah.
Look at the people they're following. Scroll down to the bottom of their LinkedIn profile. Look at their Instagram. To who are they following? What is the content they're putting out?
Right.
What is the content they're engaging on? Right. That it's really obvious and really clear when you spend the time to do that social listening, to do that research, right? To put that out.
Absolutely.
Can I share a side note? I'm very fortunate to have been selected as one of LinkedIn Sales Insiders. And so I get some insider scoop. And Sales Navigator in February, I mean, they're beta testing it now, is launching 2 AI. One is very conversational search. The other one is account IQ. So if you have Sales Navigator, you're going to be able to go into a company page, click a button. It's going to go out to the entire internet in the last either 90 or 120 days. I can't remember. And it's going to pull in financials that are public, press releases, new hires, blog posts. And it's going
Amazing.
to bring it in, and then it's going to summarize it for you in bullet points in 30 seconds.
Incredible.
So your social listening just got easier.
Can't wait for that. That's awesome.
And it just got organized.
What? Say that again.
It just got organized too with that ability to be able to organize.
Oh my gosh. So now imagine you've got these insights and you jump on a call and say, hey, Darius, I just saw the press release that mentioned, the charity, whatever, right? Like, and like that. It's so easy in 2 seconds. So, and this is what AI is doing. Guys, we are at its infancy.
Right.
Like we're at the, like, they just invented the printing press infancy.
Right.
We need to really start embracing this, because if we don't, we're going to fall behind. We just are. So it's critical. Okay. Number 2. So this is the process, right? Figure out what content they want to consume. Record up to 3 minutes of video. 3 minutes, because we're going to use it as native video. And when it comes to AI, conversational AI, you can only, if you try to share a transcript that's 3 hours long, it's not there yet. So 3 to 5 minutes is the ideal size of a transcript to use inside of AI. Plus, if we're going to use it as native video, nobody watches more than 3 minutes. So let's just keep it at that. So record a 3-minute. You can do it in Zoom. You could do it in Dubb. You download the file and upload it as native video. LinkedIn now has the capability, of captioning it, right? So they're captioning, but they now have the ability where you can edit the captions.
Nice.
So every time someone says Brynne, LinkedIn thinks they said Brian.
Yes.
So I have to go in and change my name, but you can do that now. So just make sure you do that. Then use this video inside of Dubb. If you have Dubb, use it inside of Dubb. You can link it to the post. You could bring them back there. Guys, what else would you do with that video inside of Dubb?
One other little bonus tip here. Like if you guys are active in other social platforms as well, just be aware some platforms may have a limitation. Like I think YouTube Shorts, for example, I think has like a 1 minute limit on the short form. So if the content, you can squeeze it in a minute and you have other places to post it, that minute is sometimes a sweet spot as well. So, but if it's longer, then that goes to your regular YouTube channel. That goes to a regular Instagram reel. So you can take, but there is limits, right? I think it's a 3 minute limit on like TikToks and things like that. So, and besides that, all these social platforms, the people watching them, their attention spans are shorter from these mediums that they're used to watching. So respect the medium, respect people's attention spans where everyone's at, and it's bite-sized content. Plus, guys, it's a lot easier to produce a 1 to 3 minute video than it is to produce a 5 or 10 minute video. It's like literally a fraction of the work. You can knock a bunch of those out versus trying to produce one longer video. You'll see typically takes more time.
I love that advice. That's awesome. All right, then we're going to download the transcript and paste it in a document. We do Google Doc, a Word document. Clean it up, right? Just clean it up. By the way, you can add this into conversational AI, and I think I have a prompt for it that says, clean it up, right? So AI can actually clean it up for you, but you just want to make sure that it's representing you well, right? So copy the transcript now and paste it into conversational AI with the prompts. So we're going to go through some of them, right? Write a LinkedIn article prompt. We've got that. Now you've got a whole blog post for a LinkedIn article. An article is a blog post, so you could call it a blog post. Create and publish a poll. We have a prompt for that. And literally create a poll. It will give you the poll question, the poll answers, the text to add with the polls, the right hashtags. Like, it's good to go. tell conversational, list 10 insights based on. Now, if you have a transcript that's 3 minutes, there may not be 10. So you may not always want to give them a number. So you might want to say, and you'll see how the prompts are in Magical are written, but you may want to just say, list the primary insights, the 3 insights that you talked about. And these are posts on LinkedIn. Take those. You can go into Canva, make quotes, make carousel quotes. So if you have 5 or 6 quotes, and then you download it as a PDF instead of as a JPEG or a PNG, it becomes one of those sliders, those carousels. People love those. They're so fun. Audiograms. Canva now makes it incredibly easy. If you have an audio clip that you can pull from any video you've downloaded, you can create audiograms and ebooks. But I don't want you to just create an ebook from a 3-minute. What I want you to do is create an ebook for prospecting. So this is a game changer. And if you do this, you will schedule so many conversations with your targeted audience. So I want you to go in, create your ebook, your 3 tips, your 7 tips. Right now, I think we have a 5-tip ebook that my team is working on. We're going to have this ebook, and we started with ChatGPT, and we totally changed it around. So it's really now almost 100% rewritten, but it inspired us, right? It made it easy to get started. And so we're working on this. And then what are we going to do? We're going to go out and we're going to interview people. And Darius, you may be one of them. Yeah. We're going to go out and we're going to interview folks to be included. And we're going to look at our prospects, our clients to go in and talk about their perspective on the ebook. So we have our perspective, right? So let's say we're talking about content that engages buyers. So now I'm going to make a list of the 25 prospects or thought leaders or referral partners, people I want conversations with, that I don't want to start a sales conversation all the time. I just want to start a conversation and build rapport. However, if I've got this ebook and we're talking about this ebook, it's leading back to my solution. I'm not leading with my solution. I'm leading to my solution, right? So I reach out to them and, if you've got emails, put a video in Dubb, right? Talk about the project, show the ebook with empty pages that says your quote here, your tip here, right? And show them what that's going to look like. And invite them to schedule a link. Now create a Calendly link specifically for these interviews. Put it into whether it's in Dubb or in your email where you're reaching out, and just say, hey, 15 minutes, I would love to include you in this publication. Now, here's the magic. This does so many things, and I'm going to quickly go through this. We're doing okay on time, but maybe I won't quickly go through it because this is so important.
It's okay. This is guys, this is a killer strategy that literally any business can use. Okay, maybe if you're a real estate agent just going after consumers, maybe this one doesn't fit for you guys, but for everybody else.
So I will tell you though, we've done this with real estate agents, but what we do is we do this with the referral partners. Right,
they're networking partners.
Exactly. We don't, it's not end users. So they might go after mortgage brokers.
Love that.
Right. And because they're the referral partners. So even B2C can do this if their target market for the conversation is B2B.
Right. It's the partnerships with the B2B level versus the B2C. So you just have to have the right audience for this type of strategy. And guys, people love to be put on a pedestal, right? Like they want their voice out there. They want to, like, if you came to someone and said, hey, we value your position, the work that you've done, we want to feature you in this thing. that is far more interesting and complementary. And it's everything that we need to be doing in sales versus the let me get some time to pitch you, right? Especially if they're a leadership position in sales themselves or something, the last thing they want to do is that. So this is the opportunity, guys, to switch. It's like reverse psychology. Instead of putting them at the bottom and saying, okay, you're going to listen to my sales pitch, it's the opposite. It's your opinion is so valuable, so important. Who you are is valuable to us. We want to feature you in this publication that's going to provide values to others. So guys, this could be a video. It can be an ebook. It can be a blog post. It's very adaptable to your situation. So we've used this strategy personally before. We said, hey guys, we want to feature companies that have used video in their marketing. We had a bunch of bites from people that were like, we're not doing it yet, but we'd love to be featured. And we're like, okay, perfect. Now use video and then we can feature you. So it's a fantastic ability to put your prospects on a pedestal to make them feel valued and important and build rapport in a way like no other. So pay attention here. She's gonna break it down some more.
Okay, yeah. So all of that, and it's amazing. Yeah. So now we have the conversation with them, but this is what it looks like. So they had a little preview of the ebook, not deep dive into it, right? But now you're gonna say, so Darius, thanks so much for taking the time. Your insights are really going to bring some value to my network, and so I really appreciate it. What I'd love to do is just quickly review all the steps in the ebook. What inspires you to get, what you would like to add to this. So what do? I go through this. So for our ebook, we're going to start with social listening. Of social listening, and and then I'm going to say, hey, what are you guys doing around social listening? And they might go, we're not doing a great job of that. Let's go to the next one. And so I say, okay, profiles. Oh yeah, we've got banners for everyone and they have headlines. And great. Do you have any tips around that? So now I can go through my 5 things and I start to hear where their gaps are. So there's some discovery in the conversation. However, do not bait and switch. Just write it down and you'll come back to that later. Thank them very much for the insights. Let them know the next steps. That soon as it's done, you'll send them a link. They can download it, share it with anyone they want, whatever your rules are. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take that ebook and socially surround their company. And there's so many ways to do this, right? You can do it in an email. You can do it inside of LinkedIn. You can do it using Dubb if you've got Dubb as a tool. I mean, you're not limited to Dubb. What's great about Dubb is the analytics that who's clicking through and who's looking at things and the video piece. And yeah, but if you just want to do it in an email, it will work. It will, right? So now we send even a LinkedIn message. So I go, Rob, your colleague Darius was quoted in an ebook we just put out. What?
No, tell me.
Oh, yeah. Was quoted, in an ebook that we just put out. I really believe his insights are bringing some great value to my network. I'm going to stick a link to that ebook below. Feel free to share it with your colleagues.
Beautiful. Thanks, Brynne.
Right. And then I go, Ruben, your buddy Darius, right? Like, and then, and the next, right? And so if you're in an enterprise sales area and you get a leader, a C-suite leader or a leader, the impression, number one, is you've been vetted. If my CEO, like if I went to Rob and I said Darius or Ruben was quoted in this book, is he not going to look at that? And then when
I'm going to look at it.
You're going to look at it. And then you're going to say, oh, Darius must approve of Social Sales Link because he got published in their book. So when I reach out to Rob to share additional insights, he is much more open to reading an ebook, watching a video, taking my call, because just psychologically, I've already been vetted and approved by his leadership.
Right. The friend of the friend. And guys, the another purpose of what she is describing here is we need ammunition. We need as much tools in our tool belt as we can have, because like we said, we're not pitching people saying, hey, let me get time in your calendar. We're not doing that anymore. If you were doing that already, we're providing value and education. And this is a perfect ammunition. It's a tool that you can go fire a silver bullet now at all the ideal prospects, the potential opportunities within an organization, because they're all going to say, wow, this is like a back door. You're the friend of our owner. Oh, because like she said, that's an immediate assumption. It's through, just the sphere. If I'm in your book, then you must be friends. That's an absolute assumption I think everyone's going to make. So, or they're going to say, hey, this person said they're in your book. And they're going to say, yeah, I was in their book. Either way, the proof is there. So
it's immediate credibility.
Immediate credibility. And it's ammunition. It's like we said, it's a silver bullet compared to your regular messages that most people are sending. Hey, how's it going? You ready to book a time or whatever, right? The annoying stuff that nobody wants. This is the opposite of that. And we need as many of those touch points as you can. And what Brynne's breaking down for you guys is several of these little silver bullets you can have tucked away for when you're like, man, I don't know how to crack into this account. This is one method. This is one approach, one back door. So that's why we're saying take screenshots, take these notes, guys, interactive, because you're going to want to keep these in your tool belt. I know personally, we have one or two of these things that we're going to go implement right after this. Like we have not done we're going to feature you in a while. So I'm excited to revisit that.
Yeah. It's so much fun too.
Yeah.
Right. It just really is just a fun way to do it. Oh, so we got a little pink smudge. Does anyone know how to erase our little pink smudge? And maybe we keep it.
How did that get in here?
Someone's writing on
oh, I see they're doing their screen notes on the
yeah. I love it. It makes me happy. Most people don't realize that LinkedIn is a schedule later tool. So, if you want to do your content on Sunday night, or you can schedule it for the whole week. When you go to post at the bottom, there's a little clock. You click on that and you can schedule your content. So you can have the quotes from Canva or the video or the blog post or whatever that is, and schedule it. Consider launching a monthly newsletter inside of LinkedIn. Our newsletter links to content from the week before. So we don't have brand new content. We have a summary of all our content in the newsletter. Schedule live events and invite people through LinkedIn, through email, through Dubb. Live events are huge. I do 3 lives a week. I attract so many new people. Plus, on LinkedIn, if you don't have emails, you can invite up to 1,000 people a month to your events in under 15 minutes. You can, there's some filters. You go in, you select 50 to 100 at a time. They get a generic invite. It's okay. You can't ungeneric it. So we don't have an option. But they get invited to the event. So I put out events. We have 3 a week. We usually have 80 to 100 people that say they're going, 15 to 20 show up, 6 or 7 new ones come in that didn't know about it, but saw that someone else showed up, right? Like the way the algorithm works. And we build a network. The key here, and this is really important, is you need a call to action that you collect emails. I'm going to say it again. You need a call to action that collects emails. You do not own LinkedIn. You do own your email list. Now, there's pros and cons in both. If someone leaves a company, that email is going to bounce. So if you're on LinkedIn with them, you can grab the new email and update it. But in order for you to hit them in different places, and by the way, email still works if you do it right.
Right.
You need to have their emails. So you want to, and you, yeah. So do you use live LinkedIn or YouTube? I do both. So I use Restream. I go to Facebook. I go to X. It's so hard for me to say that. I go to YouTube and something else live. I don't know. All through Restream. So we go live everywhere. YouTube is critical, by the way. YouTube is owned by Google. If you want to get found for your content, you need to be on YouTube. And people we know are consuming video like crazy. Absolutely. So really important.
Guys,
collaborative articles.
I was going to say one other thing on that form capture, guys. That's how you're converting LinkedIn lists into your permanent audience list, right? Like she said, you don't own the LinkedIn contacts. Things could change at any minute, right? Your LinkedIn could get blocked or something. The other thing is you also want to make sure you're having multiple ways to contact a prospect. It's what's called like omni-channel marketing. Like if you get an email and maybe they didn't even check that email today, but they saw the LinkedIn message, or maybe they didn't log into LinkedIn that day, but they saw the email. So you definitely want to make sure you're contacting, you have as much contact information for your prospects as possible. So like we have an app so we can send a one signal. Maybe some of you guys saw that. We send emails, we post to social, right? We try to get in front of people in every way possible. And we recommend that you guys do the same because again, there's a high propensity and likelihood that they didn't check that email today or didn't log into LinkedIn today to see the message there. So you definitely want to be building up your communication channels. In fact, I'm just going to share a little link in the chat. This is specifically, guys, if you're using Dubb, if you're a Dubb customer or have Dubb and you're posting to social media, I'm going to put a little link in the chat that shows some of our best recommendations for when you're posting to social so that you can use that video and the lead form, the email capture, all in one thing. So when you post to social, you need to capture the email. And that's what this link that I just popped in the chat was, guys. It shows you how to use Dubb to post into the comments as your lead capture asset. So click that link. Don't watch it now. Pay attention later, but go ahead and click it now and it'll open in your browser for later.
Okay. And I also had someone ask for the prompt link.
That's part of the deck here, right? So yeah, Brynne, they can get that at the end, right? With the deck.
Yeah, I think I put that in. Someone tell me if I got that right.
There you go. It's in the chat as well. Good.
Okay, cool. So collaborative articles. This is AI generated content that LinkedIn is publishing almost hourly on hundreds of topics. It's new. It launched in March. I was part of the collaborative article launch in New York, and you now have control about getting a top voice. So I have like 5 or 6 top voices. I have top voice in social selling is my primary one, but you can go in and find articles that are AI generated. But if you start engaging on these articles, you can get a top voice on your LinkedIn profile. There's amazing credibility. Here's the other thing is your comments are public. They're going into your newsfeed and your activity. So it is a great way to collaborate with other people and on AI content that has an impact. So you can also, all of your comments have a link. All of the collaborative articles have a link. So let's say you have a client that specializes in marketing communications. You can actually go in, find an article, grab that link and send it to them and say, hey, I thought your insights would be really valuable here. If you're interested, I think you could really help people on this topic. so you can engage. But this is a great opportunity to get your clients and prospects to engage and highlight their content. I don't mean to keep throwing in Dubb, but it works, so why not? You can send it in an email, but if you send a little video and you're like, hey, I just discovered this collaborative articles thing. I've been able to contribute a bunch. But I came across this topic in this article and I thought, man, this reminded me of a conversation we had a while back. And I thought you could really bring some value. I don't know if you enjoy sharing content or your insights on LinkedIn, but I'm going to put a link below. Check it out because I really think you could bring value to the community. Send that video with a link there's no sale in that. There's rapport building and they appreciate it. And by the way, you can also say, I've included a couple of the links where I've engaged. If you like what I said, please consider liking it.
Nice.
Right?
Brynne, there is a little question here from our friend Bill. He says, is it better to write LinkedIn articles or a LinkedIn newsletter? Are you suggesting to highlight a LinkedIn article in a monthly LinkedIn newsletter?
I am. An article is a blog post. So, some of our clients, they like when they work with us, we do a 20 to 30 minute interview with them and they get 20 pieces of content for the month. So they'll get 4 blog posts. They'll get 4 ebooks. They get 4 audiograms. They get 4 quotes, right? That we take from their transcript. They get 4 mini video clips. So is that 5? I think it's 20 pieces of content every single month. And then we take all of those links some clients we do it weekly, some clients we do it monthly, depending on what they want to do. And we link the 4 blog posts, the articles. We link the ebooks, right? And so everything we share now is in one place. So if it's on a particular topic, we have an intro, right? Like, so this past week we focused on LinkedIn profile tips and, we created an ebook on the 10 tips and there's some, couple of great video clips. Feel free to, find them below and we're linking back to so we're not rewriting a whole newsletter. We're recapping and linking back to the content for the week or the month. Does that make sense?
Amazing. Guys, this is about recycling and repurposing, right? You don't have to come up with super original, your own stuff every single time. You can leverage first the AI and then second, content that's already been generated. Don't work harder, work smarter for sure.
Yeah. And other thing, if you've got content that's really good that you've posted, I know you can upload stuff into Dubb or into emails, but you can link. There are 3 dots on every post that you can grab the URL. So you'll get analytics that someone clicked through, but they're also getting to your LinkedIn and they can comment and engage.
Right.
So it's, kind of incorporating this with a plan is huge. And you can also use the QR code to bring them into your hub of content. Like there's so many different ways to do this so that you're cross-pollinating your email, your videos, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, whatever it is, right? You're cross-pollinating.
And it all feeds into itself, right? One article becomes the newsletter, it becomes the post, it becomes a video on all your social channels, which just opens you up to a whole bunch of free opportunities. So it's like, I don't know if there's another comparable analogy because other things like fuel, it burn, you put gas in an engine, it gets burned up and it's gone, but this is not like that. It's like you're putting fuel into this engine and then more fuel is coming out of the engine. And then you put more fuel back in. It's a cycle that feeds itself that only gets stronger and better as you continue to put more fuel into this engine.
Yeah. And it's really with AI, it's still a little time consuming, but it's simple.
Right. And
right?
It's a fraction
and so
of what it would.
Yeah. So we either teach people how to do it, which we're doing today,
Yeah.
or we do it. We
Yeah.
create it. But and AI has made it much more affordable for people to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could have done it personally yourself, but it would have taken you a lot longer, a lot more time. That's what it comes down to, which is what most of these things come down to, guys. We're very limited. It's the most precious resource we have. So this helps you save a ton of it, your most precious resource. Why wouldn't we take advantage of it? If you're not, you just do it. I hate to call anybody out, but if anyone hasn't used AI to generate a conversational bit, to generate a script for a video, if you guys have not used AI in your business yet, put something in the chat, because I don't want to call you out, but I want to make sure that we get you the resources or the training or the things that you need to accomplish that. So that's the most important thing. So Robert, we'll talk about this after. Genevieve, let's get you into the live trainings, guys. We host trainings every single weekday, just like this, where you can come get training. So let's talk about that after. We're going to follow up with everyone that raised a hand there. So thank you. All right, continue.
Awesome. And Darius, take a look at the prompts in Magical, because that may really help speed things up.
Prompts make it easy, guys, even easier.
Yeah. So, okay. So we're going to talk about engaging our network, and really our network is our first and second degrees. I think third are cold. We have to start with who we've been ignoring. Typically, the average salesperson has 1,200 connections. About 10% of them are people we should be having conversations with. Yet we are out there doing net new every day. So who do you want conversations with? Clients, prospects, referral partners, or maybe even influencers? So export your connections, guys. It's really simple to do. You'll get first name, last name, email, company, title. I got to update this because guess what they added here? It makes me so happy. You now get their LinkedIn URL. And then the date that you connected. The screenshots from 2021, maybe it's time to update. But ultimately, we've got this list of people that we're connected to that we mostly have been ignoring. Put a column in the left-hand side. You go conduct CPR, breathe life back into your network, but it's clients, prospects, referral partners, and just categorize them and start to think about what is the content that I've been creating that would be of value to them, right? So we can also search in LinkedIn, even in the free, we can find our first degree and second degree connections. Once we've identified who we want, now I use Sales Navigator. It's the best. I mean, it's just the most amazing tool for finding and engaging with the right people that you don't know yet, right? But one of the things that you can do in the free LinkedIn is ring their bell. If they're a connection, the bell is already there. If they're not and you follow them, the bell will appear. You ring the bell, and then anytime they share content, it's going to go into your notifications. We are then going to comment on those posts and engage. That matters more to them. Then consider asking them to vote on a poll, right? Really loved your content. Put out a poll. I'd love your one-click vote on your insights. Then invite them to an event, to quote for an ebook, to interview on a live, or bring them into an audio room, to subscribe to your newsletter, or hop on a networking call. We're doing touches. We're not asking for a sales call. We're bringing value. Then send a video follow-up to build rapport, or an email or a LinkedIn message. Loved your content, and here's why. Don't just say great post. I loved your content. I've been following Brynne Brown for a couple of years now, and everything she puts out is so inspirational. Here's the magic. I came across a similar content, podcast, blog post. I use listennotes.com. It is a list of all the podcasts in all the world. And so I could go in there and put in Brynne Brown, and I could see all the episodes. So now I grab a podcast. So I came across based on the topic or the influencer. So maybe they're talking, maybe they shared a Brene Brown, or maybe they're just talking about marketing trends for 2024. And so I'll go into listen notes and I'll put in marketing trends for 2024. And I came across a podcast on the same topic. Now, I don't want to mislead and ever say I listened to it, but I really love the content that you shared on marketing trends for 2024. I recently came across a podcast on a similar topic. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I bookmarked it. And I thought it might be something that you get some value from. I linked it below. Let me know what you think. Now, if you're doing this in Dubb, you get to see if they clicked through, right? They may never respond to you. They may never say thanks, but if they care.
Right.
They know if it matters.
Pulse check, guys, because when you're uploading to the social channels, it tells you the views and stuff. When you're sharing directly, sometimes you don't get to know that unless you are using a platform like Dubb. And you guys want to pay attention to the metrics, to the engagement. People with decent social followings, that's just like your business metrics, right? You want to make sure your content is getting engaged with. When she was talking about going and commenting back, guys, all these social platforms will show your content to more people when you engage back. So don't not comment. Don't just post it and say, okay, I'm going to post it and go away and disappear forever. No, be active within your social channels. Make sure you have the apps hooked up. Make sure you have notifications turned on. So when people engage with your stuff, you're going to quickly respond and engage back, because that's what leads potential business prospects and opportunities. They want that. They're going to say, wow, they're really on top of their business. I'd like to do business with people like that. But it's also going to benefit the algorithm, where they see someone commented, you commented right back. Great. Let's show this to more people. Maybe we get more engagement. So always make sure you guys are paying attention full, so you don't send emails and not check the responses, right? So same thing with posting to social. You post and then you check and you re-engage. So make sure you're not missing that step. And then Brynne, just really quick, there was a nice question here again from our buddy Bill. He actually hired.
Yeah, I want to finish this slide and we're gonna.
Okay, perfect. You saw it, okay.
Because I have a good answer for him, but we'll just. That's okay. Great.
It's coming.
So yeah, because there's a little and I love it, Bill. I promise I've got it for you. So I also want to ask, what other topics are you interested in? Who else do you follow? I want to know this. So the next time I send an email or I send maybe an ebook that I want, that I think they'll get value from, that I wrote, or whatever it is, I'm also going to include something that has nothing to do with me, but is to do with what they told me. So, there are some people I'm like, hey, I have one client that will say, what's your favorite band? So he asked me this. This is actually how we started. What's your favorite band? And I said, I have a couple, but Queen's up there. So like every few weeks, he'll send me a YouTube link to a Queen video, or, and he's like, you're my champion, right? So it'll say, we are the champions. Like, it's just nurturing. This is just nurturing, right? Now, is that all you send? No. But if you send a video and you're like, hey, I'm having an event next week, I'd love for you to come. If you have a conflict, register anyway. We'll send you the replay. And by the way, I came across an amazing rendition of, Billy Joel's Allentown, right? Like I put a link in there. They're going to start poking around. So think about, go beyond. Like you're building rapport. LinkedIn is calling this deep sales, by the way. You're going to start to see this hashtag. Nice. Social selling is now kind of morphing into deep sales, which is the intersection of technology and relationships. So start thinking in deep sales. I love this, right? Be a resource. Don't sell. I promise you, the sales will come when the time is right. If you just you nurture, bring value, and move them closer and closer to your solution. Get a copy of the deck. We always do this one more time. And I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go and answer Bill's question. Bill said, I hired a VA copywriter to write short articles. What's the most effective way of combining AI and my VA? So one of them is making sure you've got a couple consistent prompts that your VA can use. And then I want your voice, Bill, not hers. So this is the prompt. First of all, I want you to talk up to 3 minutes, no longer. If you're, I don't know if you're a Dubb client, you can use Dubb and download the video there. You can use Dubb and send her the video right from there. And she can download it, right? She can download the video. She can download the transcript. Anyway, so you take the transcript. So Bill, tell me in chat quickly, who do you help and how do you help them? Just really fast. Don't go into a whole pitch. Just out of curiosity. Who do you help? How do you help them? Then we're going to build a prompt, right? Write a 250 word blog post for, I'm not getting it fast enough, for this person who I help that's challenged with this based on the transcript below. Do not research. Now, I don't have do not research in any of my prompts that I gave you because AI can be fun when you research. But if you want a copywriter who's going to just take your words and make them magic, this is who I'm writing it for. This is the challenge they're facing. This is the value. Use the transcript, the 3 minutes. So I can repeat this, right? Who do you help? What are their challenges? Use the transcript only. Do not research. And then it will be in your voice. You don't have to worry about plagiarism. And AI will be your friend, right? The key, if you have someone doing copywriting for you, you need them to get your voice. And my guess is, Robert, you're in business development or you're a leader in a company, you're probably a good talker. So hop on Dubb or Zoom and record yourself and short snippets and use that for her to create your content. She can also put in there, and there are prompts. So if you actually download the magical prompts, give them to her. That'll help her too. She can take that transcript and make a LinkedIn poll. She can take that transcript and make 4 quotes for Canva. She has to create the Canva, but she can copy and paste those quotes. So there's so much to do. A lot of this training is in our free public library, which is socialsaleslink.com/library. But if you go to socialsaleslink.com/Dubb deck, you're going to see this deck and you're going to sign up for the library for free. And I don't remember what other resources are in there. I can't remember what I put in. I had fun earlier today, but I'm really honestly, this is the magic. So I know we're 5 minutes over. I apologize. I just realized
No. That's perfect. We like to go over sometimes a little bit extra here to give everyone a chance to ask questions and come in. Guys, as I mentioned in the beginning, now is a great opportunity. Bill, you took advantage of it there, got some good questions asked. If you guys have anything else, remember the rules that we talked about the rules that we talked about today were primarily focused around LinkedIn, but many of the same principles can be applied to other social media channels. 90+% of the stuff we talked about here, like maybe Instagram or YouTube doesn't have like the article section, but it's still content, it's video in that form. So, I didn't realize my video was still off. Whoops. Thank you. Anyways,
Speaking of video.
so whether it's LinkedIn that you're focused on or other social channels, these same principles will apply, guys. So if you have any questions on anything, we'll be here for just another minute before we sign off. And then if you guys have also scanned the QR to get into Brynne's material there, make sure you have the deck. And then if you guys have questions, connect with Brynne on social. You guys want to go see things in action, follow her, right? See some of the content produced there. That's how we get inspired, guys. We follow the people that are doing things correctly, that are looking to teach others, and we learn from them. And that's what we're all doing here. It's all we're always students of the game, so always be learning.
So guys, was this good? Can you put in chat a 1 if this was great, a 2 if this was just fun, or 3, I don't need this stuff. Thank you.
Explain, conduct CPR.
Oh, clients, prospects, referral partners. So we're breathing life into clients C, prospects P, referral partners R.
Good.
Just what the
Excellent
doctor
feedback here.
ordered. Yeah.
Good.
Brynne, thanks for bringing so much detail, so much actionable detail. I mean, there are
Right.
so many things people could take away from today, literally take away and do. So it's been great.
And
That's
what I
the
want you guys-
goal.
yeah, what I want you guys to do too is don't feel overwhelmed, like, oh, I need to go do this, this, and this, and this all at one time. Don't do that, because you know what happens when you do that? You don't do anything. So choose one of these strategies, guys, like the featured in our publication, our ebook, our video. You choose that one strategy, go through the motions, do everything that was instructed for you here, and then say, perfect, that was a strategy. I did it. I used it in my business. I got these results. Now I'm ready to try a second strategy, a third strategy. So don't say, okay, I need to do all these things. I mean, okay, I'm going to produce an article and start a newsletter and do this and the event. You're going to get overwhelmed. So a lot of most of our trainings, guys, people say, oh, it's like drinking from a fire hose. This one was maybe not like that. It was very structured. I talk very, very quickly. Brynne has a nice, slower pace. So hopefully you guys were able to understand that as it's been shared. The whole thing is recorded. The whole deck is available. But like I said, don't try to bite off everything at once. Choose one. Say, you know, I really like that featured idea, but I'm going to do a video instead of a blog, or I'm going to do a blog instead of an ebook. Great. Still apply the same principles. All the same strategies still apply. It still works. So, but as I mentioned, don't get overwhelmed. Don't say, oh, I need to activate everything at once and do nothing, because that's probably 50% of people do. They watch a really powerful training like this and they see, wow, man, there's so much gold, and they're just trying to grab it all at once. And then you end up not doing those things. So choose one of these strategies to start with, guys, and then implement it. Go through the entire process and say, okay, now I've completed it. I did this test. It was more successful than I thought, less successful than I thought, but get through it, finish the project before you overwhelm yourself with too many things at once. So,
And go rewatch it on YouTube.
absolutely. Yes. It's going to be on YouTube. You'll also probably see little tips and tricks. We're going to cut it up and put micro pieces of content, right? Repurpose. Brynne dropped a whole bunch of little gold nuggets for us. We're going to go cut some of those out and use that to power up our social channels, just like you guys should be doing when you produce a piece of content. Get as much juice out of that lemon, or that whatever you want to call it, as you can.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a
Thank
lot
you,
of
Brynne.
fun.
Awesome. Thank you
Bye,
for
everyone.
being with us. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.